In an age where the sanctity of information has become the bedrock of both corporate integrity and individual privacy, the mechanisms by which we shield our data from prying eyes are no longer mere technicalities, they are imperatives. In this video, we are going to discuss BitLocker, a sophisticated yet often underappreciated bastion of digital fortification, which serves as a guardian in the ever-growing battle against unauthorized access. To navigate the maze of modern cybersecurity without a robust encryption strategy is to court disaster, inviting risks that could unravel the very fabric of an organization's trustworthiness. So, what is BitLocker? BitLocker, ensconced within the fabric of the Windows operating system, is an encryption tool that is as formidable in its complexity as it is robust in its execution. At its core, BitLocker is designed to encrypt the entire disk, rendering the data stored within it inscrutable to any unauthorized entity. This full disk encryption scheme aims to ensure that, should the physical storage unit that houses the data fall into malevolent hands, the information remains as indecipherable as if it were locked within a vault, the key to which is known only to its rightful owner. The origins of BitLocker trace back to a time when the burgeoning threat landscape necessitated more robust protections for data at rest. Introduced with Windows Vista and refined in successive iterations of the Windows operating system, BitLocker has matured into a sophisticated guardian of data, employing cutting-edge cryptographic algorithms to shield data from the prying eyes of adversaries, whether they be curious colleagues or external entities. How does BitLocker work? To grasp the potency of BitLocker, one must delve into the intricacies of its operation, where cryptography and hardware converge into a symphony. At the heart of BitLocker's functionality lies the Advanced Encryption Standard, AES, a cryptographic algorithm so robust that it has become the gold standard for securing sensitive information across the globe. BitLocker employs AES in conjunction with XTS AES, a mode of operation that enhances its resilience by mitigating potential vulnerabilities associated with certain types of sophisticated attacks. Central to BitLocker's operation is its integration with the Trusted Platform Module, TPM, a dedicated microcontroller designed to secure hardware through integrated cryptographic keys. The TPM acts as a gatekeeper, ensuring that encryption keys are stored securely and that they can only be released under strict conditions, such as the proper authentication of the user. This symbiotic relationship between BitLocker and the Trusted Platform Module ensures that the encryption is not merely applied superficially, but is deeply intertwined with the hardware itself. BitLocker's flexibility is further exemplified by its support for various operational modes. For those seeking maximum security, BitLocker can be configured to require both the presence of the Trusted Platform Module and a personal identification number, or PIN, which serves as an additional layer of authentication, ensuring that only the rightful user can decrypt the data. Alternatively, a USB key can serve as the decryption key, allowing for physical control over the encryption process. These modes reflect the versatility of BitLocker, accommodating a range of security needs while maintaining the highest standards of data protection. What benefit do enterprises reap from BitLocker? In the modern enterprise, data is more than a mere asset. It is the very lifeblood of the organization, a repository of intellectual capital, customer relationships, and operational intelligence. The loss or compromise of such data can inflict damage that is not merely financial but existential, threatening the survival of the enterprise. BitLocker, with its full disk encryption capabilities, stands as a crucial line of defense against such calamities. By rendering data unreadable to unauthorized parties, BitLocker ensures that even if employees lose their devices or they get stolen, the information they contain remains protected, preserving the integrity and confidentiality that are the hallmarks of a trustworthy enterprise. As regulatory frameworks are becoming increasingly stringent, the importance of compliance cannot be overstated. Data protection regulations such as the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, in Europe, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, in the United States, and various other global and local standards impose severe penalties on organizations that fail to protect sensitive data. BitLocker serves as a critical tool in achieving and maintaining compliance with these regulations. By ensuring that all data is encrypted, BitLocker helps enterprises demonstrate their commitment to safeguarding personal and sensitive information, thereby avoiding the legal and financial repercussions that accompany non-compliance. In this context, BitLocker is not just a security measure. It is a compliance imperative, a necessary component of the enterprise's risk management strategy. The daunting threat of data breaches looms large over enterprises, with the potential to cause irreparable harm to both reputation and bottom line. The fallout from such an incident extends far beyond immediate financial losses. It can erode customer trust, diminish market standing, and result in long-term damage to the brand. BitLocker's role in preventing data breaches is pivotal. This layer of protection is particularly crucial in a world where remote work and mobile computing are becoming the norm, and corporate assets are no longer confined to the office. In large enterprises, where hundreds or even thousands of devices must be managed and secured, the task of enforcing consistent security policies can be extremely challenging. BitLocker rises to the occasion with its support for centralized management, enabling IT administrators to deploy, configure, and monitor encryption policies across all devices within the organization. Through tools such as Group Policy and Microsoft Endpoint Manager, also known as Microsoft Intune, administrators can ensure that BitLocker is enabled on all enterprise devices, with encryption keys securely backed up and compliance continuously monitored. This centralized approach not only simplifies the management of encryption, but also ensures that security policies are enforced uniformly, reducing the risk of human error or oversight. In this way, BitLocker becomes not just a tool for individual device security, but a cornerstone of the enterprise's overarching cybersecurity strategy, providing a scalable and efficient solution to the complex challenge of data protection in large organizations. Does BitLocker add value to employees as well? In the interconnected world of modern work, the boundary between professional and personal data is often blurred, particularly as employees increasingly use company-provided devices for both work and personal tasks. As a general rule of thumb, corporations should discourage or prohibit the use of corporate devices for personal use due to the increased risks involved. However, as many companies are unwilling to take such a strict stance, and even those that do, are unable to completely eliminate this behavior, securing corporate devices provides a safeguard also for the personal data of employees, including emails, financial details, and photos. BitLocker's encryption protects this personal information from unauthorized access, particularly in scenarios where devices may be lost or stolen. By encrypting the entire disk, BitLocker acts as a shield, preserving the privacy and security of employees' personal data. In any organization, adherence to security policies should be non-negotiable. Sadly, not every company holds itself to these standards. Corporate security policies function as the law of the land, forming a collective defense strategy against a plethora of threats. Employees play a pivotal role in this defense, and the use of BitLocker is often mandated as part of the company's broader data protection framework. Complying with these policies is not just a matter of following orders. It is an act of responsibility, ensuring that each employee contributes to the security of the organization as a whole. While many employees willingly take on the responsibility, not everyone is of the same mindset. BitLocker's role in this compliance framework is crucial as it enforces the encryption of sensitive data on all devices, thereby minimizing the risk of breaches and ensuring that employees are aligned with the company's security posture. This alignment is vital, as the security of the enterprise is only as strong as its weakest link. BitLocker provides a robust means of fortifying every link in the chain. One of the most significant advantages of BitLocker lies in its ability to provide robust security without compromising the user experience. For many employees, the prospect of using encryption tools can be unnerving, causing anxiety about complex processes, performance degradation, or disruption to daily tasks. However, BitLocker is designed with transparency in mind, operating seamlessly in the background without requiring constant attention or intervention from the user. Once enabled, BitLocker automatically encrypts the disk with minimal impact on system performance, ensuring that employees can continue their work without interruption. BitLocker's implementation showcases how advanced security can be achieved without sacrificing user convenience, making it a powerful tool for protecting data while maintaining productivity. In an era where data breaches have become not just a possibility, but an inevitability for the unprepared, the absence of encryption is tantamount to leaving the doors of a vault wide open. Without BitLocker's protective cloak, data stored on a device is exposed to a staggering array of threats. Whether through theft, loss, or unauthorized access, unencrypted data is easily extracted, leaving sensitive information vulnerable to exploitation. Cybercriminals, ever more sophisticated in their methods, can access unencrypted files with alarming ease, bypassing the minimal security offered by mere passwords or superficial protective measures. The lack of BitLocker encryption can rapidly lead to a full-scale data breach with unencrypted data extracted and exploited within hours. The consequences of such a breach are dire, affecting not just the compromised data, but also the overall security posture of the organization. The ramifications of a data breach extend far beyond the immediate loss of data. They ripple outward, touching various aspects of the organization's operations. Legally, the failure to protect sensitive data, particularly in regions governed by stringent regulations like the GDPR or HIPAA, can result in severe penalties, including hefty fines and legal proceedings. These consequences are not merely theoretical. They have been realized in numerous high-profile cases where companies have faced multi-million-dollar penalties for failing to take adequate data protection measures. Financially, the impact of a data breach can be catastrophic, encompassing not only fines but also expenses incurred from breach notifications, remediation, and potential litigation. Moreover, the financial toll is compounded by the loss of business, as clients and customers, shaken by the breach, may seek more secure alternatives. In this context, the decision not to enable BitLocker encryption is not just a security lapse. It is equivalent to playing Russian roulette. Trust is the foundation upon which a successful business is built. Once lost, it is exceedingly difficult to regain. A data breach precipitated by disregard for appropriate data protection procedures can erode the trust that clients, customers, and partners place in an organization, leading to a tarnished reputation that can linger for years. In a world where news of breaches spreads rapidly, often accompanied by public outcry and media scrutiny, the damage to an organization's reputation can be swift and severe. Customers, increasingly aware of the importance of data security, may view the breach as evidence of negligence, prompting them to take their business elsewhere. Partners may reconsider alliances, concerned about the security of shared data. In the aftermath, the organization must engage in a costly and prolonged effort to rebuild trust, a process that may never fully restore its pre-breach standing. The absence of BitLocker encryption, therefore, is not just a technical oversight. It is a failure to protect the organization's most valuable intangible asset, its reputation. The implications of not enabling BitLocker extend beyond the organizational level to the personal sphere of employees. In the event of a data breach, employees whose data was stored on unencrypted devices face significant risks, including identity theft and privacy violations. Personal information, ranging from contact details to sensitive financial data, can be harvested and exploited by cybercriminals, leading to long-term consequences for the affected individuals. As a result, workers may lose trust in the organization's ability to protect their personal data. This erosion of trust can lead to decreased productivity, higher turnover, and a general sense of insecurity within the workforce, further compounding the impact of the breach. Human error remains one of the most significant vulnerabilities in any security strategy, and the decision not to enable BitLocker encryption opens the door for such errors to have catastrophic consequences. A misplaced laptop, a forgotten USB drive, these are everyday occurrences that, in the absence of encryption, can lead to a full-scale data breach. BitLocker acts as a safeguard against these inevitable lapses, ensuring that even when mistakes are made, the data remains protected. Without it, the margin for error narrows dramatically, leaving the organization perpetually at risk of a breach triggered by a simple oversight. This preposterous reliance on perfect behavior creates a fragile security posture, one that is bound to fail sooner or later. While BitLocker provides robust encryption, the question of what happens when users forget their passwords or lose their decryption keys remains a critical challenge. one that requires careful consideration and planning. Without a well-designed recovery key management process, organizations risk being locked out of their own data, a scenario equally dire as the breaches BitLocker is designed to prevent. To mitigate this risk, enterprises should adopt a centralized approach to recovery key management. Tools such as Active Directory and Microsoft Entra ID allow recovery keys to be stored securely in a centralized database, accessible only to authorized personnel. This ensures that, should a recovery key be needed, it can be retrieved quickly and securely, minimizing downtime and preventing data loss. Additionally, integrating BitLocker with these directory services allows for automated recovery key management, reducing the likelihood of human error and ensuring that all devices are adequately protected. Despite the many benefits of BitLocker, it's important to understand that it is not infallible. While it provides robust encryption capabilities, there are scenarios where it can be circumvented. For instance, if an adversary has physical access to a BitLocker encrypted device, they can try to directly interface with the trusted platform module. Techniques like bus sniffing may allow them to monitor the communication between the TPM chip and the processor. If the adversary is able to capture the data being transmitted, they could potentially retrieve the unencrypted BitLocker key when it is unsealed. Stack Smashing has a brilliant video covering this attack on certain Lenovo laptops. Successfully compromising the device took him less than 50 seconds. Another attack vector is known as the cold boot attack. This method takes advantage of the residual data left in memory after a system is powered down. Cold boot attacks typically involve cooling the random access memory of the device to prolong the retention of data. When a computer is powered down, the data in RAM can begin to deteriorate quickly. But if the memory chips are cooled, they can retain information for a longer period. Adversaries often use techniques like freezing the RAM with compressed air or liquid nitrogen to maximize the chances of recovering encryption keys or sensitive data after a reboot, allowing them to bypass BitLocker encryption entirely. While BitLocker is not without its shortcomings, it remains a powerful tool for protecting your data. Its encryption capabilities help safeguard sensitive information from unauthorized access, making it a vital component of any security strategy. Remember that no single solution is perfect, but using BitLocker in conjunction with other security measures can significantly enhance your overall protection. Stay vigilant and informed about the latest threats, and always take adequate measures to secure your devices. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on cybersecurity and digital forensics.